Happy New Year, everyone.
Good to be together. Paul and I are officially together for the first time.
We're officially together.
It's been a long time, but we're finishing the year off in style with a bang, just wrapping up 2020. So we wanted to jump on, wish you all a happy new year. Just want to connect one last time before we ring out the toughest year most of us have had. And excited to leap into 2021 in a more positive and empowering, inspiring, and healthy way. Paulie.
Yeah, it's been a hell of a ride, 2020. I think for many of us, it's been challenges that we never anticipated. And I think that's been a tremendous lesson for us all to, for me personally, I've kind of learnt to not be attached to too many things like holidays and freedom outside of my own home. And, you know, that's just been a lesson that I'm really trying to kind of continue to meditate on and bring into 2021. So that's been a wonderful kind of learning lesson for me. And I think, a year period is always an interesting time to be able to reflect on the year that's passed, but also to be able to kind of gather lessons from that year and apply them to the future.
Yeah, amazing to hear some of the insights from the year that was. If there is anyone joining us live, g'day, Nick.
Nick, how are we, mate? Oh, so firstly, Nick, this is the first time Dan has been able to see comments on the Facebook page. He's been led blind previously because I've been in the control seat. So Dan gets access. He gets to see it. He's in the driver's seat.
As you saw, I got pretty excited when I saw a name pop up.
Look at that. Look, I get to like it as well. It's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. Awesome. Love technology.
I love Nick. Nick.
Good to be with you, mate. I thought actually a perfect opportunity for everyone who sees this, whether live or through the recording. What lessons did you learn during 2020? I mean, there was so much time to be at home. There were challenges personally and professionally too, but there might have been a bit more time and space. And it could be really interesting to hear from everyone what kind of specific lessons you took from this year and how that will inform how you show up to the next year, where there'll hopefully be a lot more freedom, really fingers crossed. We can kind of go into 2021 free and unlimited in so many ways.
Nothing like looking awkward on a screen talking. Thank you for the support, Nick. It's amazing. We were placed in. Nick, you're from Sydney, so you had the same kind of exposure to lockdown that we have had. But like we were placed in relatively unnatural settings throughout 2020. And, some might say there's been a hell of a lot of exposure to your immediate family. And I've had a tremendous amount of learnings from that. But I'd love to know, Nick, what is kind of COVID in 2020 or anything else around that taught you? And how are you looking to kind of bring that into 2021, those learnings?
Let's take a moment. Hear from Nick, hear from anyone else.
And while we are hearing from anybody else, can I extend that question to you, Daniel?
Yeah. This year was quite amazing in that our baby girl was born in July. And that was like right in the thick of lockdown, and the time and space we had to kind of nurture her through the first kind of 4 months of her life before really any of our immediate family could meet her. It was unbelievably special. And I think for many of us, but I'll just speak from my experience, like the importance of prioritizing family took on a new meaning. giving time and space to both our children, and of course, prioritizing my intimate relationship with my wife, Romy. Like there was just so much more time and space and prioritization of those relationships, and they're so fundamental to my life and the people I spend the most time with. I want to treat those relationships with more and more respect, even though as time progresses and there's more freedom to go out and travel and work and be with friends and do all these social things, which we all love to do and I love to do, I still really want to prioritize those people closest to me, show up in the most open, loving and caring way, and just dedicate myself. And it's, I guess, this lesson, that the most pressing and powerful lesson was, what kind of a family man do I want to be? And I feel like I'm still reflecting on that. But it comes down to having time and patience to just be in the thick of it all and just give freely. I think that would be the greatest lesson, to just give freely and prioritize others, which is just a great way to live life. And naturally, when we're prioritizing other people, we're included in that. And we're taking care of ourselves too. But, when we're focused on like the me project, which I'm sure is something that we all can kind of connect with, it can be quite tedious because we never feel like we get everything that we need. So sometimes prioritizing other people can sometimes nourish us in different ways. And so that's a great lesson from this year.
Yeah, beautifully said. I definitely think that 2020 has been a crash course in intimacy with your family, intimacy with your partner, and intimacy with yourself as well. We've really been forced to hold that mirror up to ourselves and I suppose ask ourselves the big questions and respond accordingly. Which has been great. And Nick, you're mentioning that it's taught you how to cook more, taper off the calories and break up the workday into 5 work periods versus trying to do a straight 8-hour day, which is definitely great. And there's some fantastic techniques that we have used over the times, like Pomodoro technique, to be able to break up that day. And I think that's a beautiful opportunity to also do some mobility movements, or if this is the only opportunity you get to actually do any kind of strength work or HIIT training, why not do, a 2-minute HIIT session every hour?
Yeah, love that. I love, Nick, how you also agree about reflecting on being a father and being a parent, and then being a husband, and that can kind of, like, the list goes on about the kind of people we are to the people around us. And I think it's great that you said it's a daily event, because it's not about desiring the end result of being a great dad. It's the steps that you can take each day to being a great dad. And so that's what I'm really passionate about going into 2021, just building systems and habits that I can practice every day, which I know will ultimately lead to, the life that I want to live. And I think that's the same for all of us. It's not just having the desired end goal in mind, but also the systems and approaches that you're going to take and that I'm going to take every day to ensure that I live to that kind of true north about, the life I want to live. We're going to talk a lot about that in 2021. It's going to be a great topic, but if anyone's got any thoughts on systems in place to kind of like practice on a daily basis, it'd be awesome to hear from you too. And pretty much we're just talking to Nick at the moment. What about you, Paul? Any systems in place, any things that you want to activate next year?
Well, firstly, I'd say that what I find amazing is that every day and every minute of every day that you're in front of your children, they soak up everything. They're like absolute sponges, and they can reference things in the past that I didn't even think that they were even paying attention to. So it's just a constant reminder to me that whether I know it or not, whether I like it or not, I'm setting an example for my child. And I think, being able to have systems in place so you it minimizes your chance of being complacent around these types of things is going to be a really powerful thing. And this goes equally for, having a really strong relationship with your partner, having a really strong relationship with your friends, anybody around you, to be able to, have integrity and to show up regularly. Systems are going to be just such like a strong grounding for that.
Yeah, and just in educating myself on habits and building systems, some of the interesting aspects of it. It can kind of feel a little bit kind of clunky initially to like start activating a system and building a habit, and it can feel quite rigid, but ultimately it really leads to great freedom in your life. And there's this great phrase, and I use it ongoingly because it's so powerful for me. Commitment is freedom. And it's like when we're committed to something, it opens the door to more creativity, more freedom in life. Because you just know when you do things. And so you're not always thinking about doing things because you know when it's time to do things. And that can be, prioritizing family, good food, batch cooking, the training that you're going to do, the friends that you're going to see, when you're prioritizing your work, but when you're prioritizing, your side hustle, when you kind of schedule things out, it gives you more time, even though it might not think or it might not feel like that's what's happening. That's what does naturally happen. So yeah, I'm excited to, deepen this relationship with building systems. So I just have more time because I see the benefit right now, and it's only going to get stronger and gift me more.
Absolutely. And I think there's a voice inside of my head that initially challenged the systematic approach of life, which is just like, that's a little bit anal, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a little bit overly type A.
Yeah.
And what I've found from my own personal experience of actually activating this is exactly what you said. It just gives you space to breathe and open up. And it's like, okay, I know, for example, I'm going to use the example that we've been sharing over the last couple of days, where I am working incredibly hard to be able to put systems into place so I can take a few days off, but still be there at a certain point in a certain day for you guys in the Hero Tribe. But other than that, when I'm in Queensland, I am going to be wholeheartedly present with my family. And I know that I can do that because I've created systems to be able to facilitate that. I also have an incredibly generous partner who is assisting me to do that, which I will reciprocate in good time. but that's just a personal example of creating a system for me to be able to enjoy my time with my family.
Yeah. And that's what this is all about. And so I think we're lucky that we're working in this way where we know like the ultimate priority is being, great family men. And we're always trying to find solutions. And that's another part of our working relationship. But I think generally, we're all in a working relationship with our families, is to focus on solutions. It's so easy to get into the trap of focusing in on what's not working. But if you focus on a problem, you only see problems. And then if you focus on solutions, you see a great way to use your time and energy and your creativity to make it work for everyone. And that's what this Hero program's all about. Just creating the opportunity for each of us to thrive in our lives, all aspects.
Absolutely. And if you're not really delving deep into this aspect of the Hero program, you're not getting out of the program as much as what you could be. I mean, think about the true holistic nature of what it is that is being offered here, because the more that we delve into these types of things, the more I personally get out of it in my own personal life. And I know that the more that the tribe gets out of this. So just... I suppose I offer you and extend an invitation for 2021 to start to open that door to the holistic nature of what Hero Tribe has to offer.
Yeah, Yeah, well, I think maybe that's a good way to put a pause to this conversation, and we'll connect again. I'm just really excited. Tomorrow's the 1st of January. I think if we all kind of reflect back maybe 10, 20 years ago, what tonight would have looked like and what tomorrow morning would be like. I'm excited to get up and do some training and some exercise. Most likely I'll be in bed at 8 o'clock. My daughter was up sleeping with us for the first time ever, which was very cute last night at 3 a.m. I was getting kicked in the head. So I'm looking forward to an early night, which means I can have a great run or walk or do something tomorrow. Wishing you all an amazing evening. Love to hear what you're doing and what your plans are for tomorrow. And we're going to be in touch daily. And it's an honor for us to be with you in this way, but also personally through our connections that we have with everyone. Thanks for entrusting us with your health and your fitness and your lifestyle. It is an amazing honor for us to be able to support you and guide you. We take it very seriously, and we hope we're delivering great support and accountability, which is the hallmark of what we do here.
Truly, from the bottom of our hearts, this is what we don't consider this work. We consider this part of who we are, to be able to offer this to you and for you to be able to reciprocate that with honoring our platform and our relationship is just the greatest gift we could possibly imagine.
Yeah, beautiful words.
So thank you so much. And signing out for 2020. We'll see you next year.
See you next year, everyone. Happy New Year, and lots of love to you and the family.
Take care.
Cheers.